Hey, it's Paul Kanu. Welcome to the channel. Um, like, of course, share, subscribe, and comment down below what you think about this topic, because I think this is one of those things where a lot of people don't really tend to understand, is that bodybuilding is a combination of three things. Your mentality. What do I mean by your mentality? It takes a very screwed up individual to want to go to the gym and consistently destroy their body day in, day out, and want to keep on doing that over and over again for a long period of time. It's not one of those things where it's interesting to explain, because not many people find comfort in that, but those who do find comfort in that probably have a really messed up past, and their experience in life has been not the best, but training is a way to basically keep them stable and mental, so they have a lot of willpower, and that's where that mentality comes from. They just give it their all, give it their best, and no matter what it is that they're doing, they always put 100% into it. So your mentality will make you a better bodybuilder than someone who doesn't have the mentality to be a better bodybuilder. And aside from mentality, the one factor of bodybuilding that makes a huge difference besides just your mentality, I'm sure you're all gonna probably think about it right now as we're having this conversation, is your genetics. Your genetics essentially are predetermined by your parents, or whatever random lottery luck that you get at birth. It's like playing freaking Pokemon and trying to find a shiny rare Pokemon out of the blue. Good luck with that. But essentially your genetics basically dictate your potential for bodybuilding. If you're somebody who has really small joints, really small waist, big shoulders, of course with that big shoulder comes a big back, and also at the same time your waist is ridiculously small and tiny, and you have really, really big legs, you're gonna do really well. You're gonna do really, really well in bodybuilding. Because when you see pro bodybuilders, essentially most of them have that. Some of them may not, but there are other ways to beat around that. But at the end of the day, your symmetry, your proportion, and basically all those things will just come from your parents. And that's the honest truth. It's not even about drugs at a certain point, because when you get to the point of bodybuilding where you're competing against dudes who are on drugs and drugs and drugs and drugs and drugs and drugs, you better have the right mentality, the right genetics, and lastly, the work ethic. That's huge. That's really huge. People just think it's easy. They will just take PEDs and all of a sudden they will look freaking jacked. People literally think that if they do something take a whey protein powder, they'll all of a sudden look like Ronnie Coleman. People literally think if they work out 6-7 days a week, they'll magically look like an IFBB pro or top bodybuilding competitor. Well, you won't. you really won't. I get it. There's work ethic that comes with all of this stuff, but at the end of the day, it's also about being able to work smart. You can go hard all the time as you want, but at the end of the day, it's gonna catch up to you. But there's got to be a way where you can work, but at least your work ethic is a very smart approach. And that's, a lot of people have this, but to be able to push yourself further beyond what you're capable of, you're gonna have to take a few extra steps. You might have to work a lot harder, yeah, but also your genetics is gonna have to be on point as well, and that's just a genetic lottery that you can't really fix. And your mentality you can change, but it's kind of what you got. You can change your mentality, which is good, but there are certain people out there who just have a strong sense of will, and their mentality just basically just goes throughout the roof. Think of David Goggin, for example. That dude has probably an insane amount of willpower that he can basically do certain crazy things that most people wouldn't be able to. That's outside of the bodybuilding realm. Think about Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman is a freak. He is literally a freak. There will never be another Ronnie Coleman for like decades to come, because he has he had the mentality, he had the genetics, and he had the work ethic to be able to get him far. And there's just, you don't see people like that anymore in bodybuilding. So no, when you see somebody who's like a really, really great bodybuilder and they look amazing, look impressive, it's you can do it too, but like just know at a certain point it's not just about what they're taking and what they're using. There's a combination of like their mentality, their genetics, and their work ethic. And eventually whatever else they take might supplement it. Again, quote, supplement it. Because you can't go in there, you've never lifted a day in your life, and all of a sudden you think like, oh, these drugs are gonna make me look amazing. No, it's not going to. And I think a lot of people need to realize that just because somebody looks a certain way, it's not just the drugs that make them a certain way. It's how their genetics have been since they were little kids, their mentality, and their work ethic. So just some things to think about. But make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And to really finish things up, we're gonna do a side chest. Comment down below.